So today I'm going to be talking all about Jessica Lange. So you might recognize her from the picture. Okay, so Jessica Lange. I'm just pulling up information right off of Wikipedia. Okay, so Jessica Lange, her full name is Jessica Phyllis Lange. She was born on April 20th of 1949. She's an American actress, and she has a career spanning over 5 decades. She is known for her roles on stage and on screen. She has received numerous accolades and is one of the few performers to achieve the Triple Crown of acting. Lange has received 2 Academy Awards, 3 Primetime Emmy Awards, 5 Golden Globe Awards, and a Tony Award. Okay. Let's see. So Jessica Lange, she made her professional film debut in the remake of King Kong in 1976. This earned her the Golden Globe Award for New Star of the Year. She went on to receive 2 Academy Awards. Her first was for Best Supporting Actress as a soap opera star in the comedy Tootsie, and that was in 1982. Her second was for Best Actress when she played a bipolar housewife in the drama Blue Sky, and that was in 1994. Okay. She does have some other Oscar-nominated roles. One is for Frances in 1982, Country in 1984, Sweet Dreams in 1985, Music Box in 1989. She has also acted in other films such as All That Jazz in 1979, The Postman Always Rings Twice, 1981, Crimes of the Heart, 1986, Cape Fear, 1991, that was a good one, Rob Roy, 1995, Big Fish, 2003, and Broken Flowers, 2005. She received her first Primetime Emmy Award for her portrayal of Big Edie in the HBO movie Grey Gardens in 2009. She has also gained new recognition by starring in FX's horror anthology American Horror Story. This also earned her 2 additional Primetime Emmys for its first and third seasons. She was nominated for her roles as Blanche Dubois in the CBS film A Streetcar Named Desire in 1995 and wife in the HBO television movie Normal in 2003. Also as Joan Crawford in FX, the miniseries Feud, Betty and Joan. I've got to see that one. And that was in 2017. Okay. Lange is also a photographer with 5 published books of photography. She has been a foster parent and holds a Goodwill Ambassador position for UNICEF, specializing in HIV and AIDS in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Russia. So on to her early life and education. Again, her name is Jessica Phyllis Lange, and she was born on April 20th, 1949 in, not sure if that's pronounced Cloquet or Cloquet, Minnesota. Her father's name was Albert John Lange, and he was a teacher and a traveling salesman. Her mother was named Dorothy Florence, and she was a housewife. Jessica Lange has two older sisters, and their names are Jane and Anne. She also has a younger brother named George. Her paternal ancestry is German and Dutch, and her maternal ancestry is Finnish. Due to the nature of her father's professions, her family moved more than a dozen times to various towns and cities in Minnesota before settling down in her hometown, where she graduated from Cloquet High School. In 1967, she received a scholarship to study art and photography at the University of Minnesota, where she met and began dating Spanish photographer Paco Grande. After the two married in 1970, Lange dropped out of college to pursue a more bohemian lifestyle, traveling through the United States and Mexico in a microbus. The pair then moved to Paris, where they drifted apart. While in Paris, Lange studied mime theater under the supervision of Etienne Decroux and joined the Opera Comique as a dancer. She later studied acting with Mira Rostova and at HB Studio in New York City. While living in Paris, Lange was discovered by fashion illustrator Antonio Lopez, and she became a model for the Wilhelmina Modeling Agency. In 1973, she returned to the United States and began work in New York City as a waitress at the Lion's Head Tavern in Greenwich Village. While modeling, Lange was discovered by Hollywood producer Dino De Laurentiis, who was looking to cast an ingenue for his remake of King Kong. Lange made her film debut in the 1976 King Kong, beating actresses Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn for the role of damsel in distress. Despite the film's success, it was the fifth highest grossing film of 1976 and received an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. It and Lange's performance were widely panned, but film critic Pauline Kael wrote, "The movie is sparked by Jessica Lange's fast yet dreamy comic style. She has the high, wide forehead and clear-eyed transparency of Carole Lombard in My Man Godfrey, and one-liners so dumb that the audience laughs and moans at the same time. Yet they're in character, and when Lange says them, she holds the eye, and you like her, the way people liked Lombard." Lange won the 1976 Golden Globe Award for New Star of the Year. She remained a favorite of Kael, who later wrote, "She has a facial structure that the camera yearns for, and she has talent too." At the close of the decade, Bob Fosse, whom Lange had befriended and with whom she had carried on a casual romantic affair, cast Lange as Angelique, the Angel of Death, a part he had written for her in his semi-autobiographical film All That Jazz in 1979. She was also considered for the role of Wendy Torrance in Stanley Kubrick's horror film The Shining, before it went to Shelley Duvall. Okay, there's plenty more here to read about. All of her roles that she was in. At the close of 1985, she portrayed legendary country singer Patsy Cline. Meryl Streep has said that she begged Rise, who directed her in 1981's The French Lieutenant's Woman, for the role of Cline, but his first choice had always been Lange. Lange continued making films throughout the 1990s, periodically taking time off to raise her children and do theater and television-based projects. She was then approached by Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro, who had both auditioned her for the role of Jake LaMotta's wife in Raging Bull in 1980, to star in a remake of Cape Fear in 1991. The film was the year's 12th highest grossing film. In 1992, Lange once again starred opposite De Niro in Irwin Winkler's Night and the City, and in a television adaptation of Willa Cather's O Pioneers, receiving her 7th Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress. Lange made her Broadway debut, which met mixed reviews, portraying Blanche Dubois in a production of Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire, opposite Alec Baldwin. In 1994, Lange was lauded for her performance as a manic-depressive army wife in the 1960s in Tony Richardson's final film, Blue Sky. In 1995, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for this performance, along with the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress, the Los Angeles Film Critics Association Award for Best Actress, the Utah Film Critics Association Award for Best Actress, and the Sant Jordi Award for Best Actress. She became the second actress after Streep to follow a Best Supporting Actress Oscar with a Best Actress Oscar, an achievement not repeated until nearly 20 years later by Cate Blanchett. In 1995, Lange gave critically lauded performances in Losing Isaiah, opposite Halle Berry, and Rob Roy with Liam Neeson. In 2011, Lange joined the cast of FX's horror anthology series American Horror Story. Series co-creators Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk originally wrote her part as a supporting character, but after Lange acquired the role, they expanded it. Murphy, a longtime admirer of Lange, said he chose her because he wanted to expose her work to a new generation of viewers. He also singled out her performance as Blanche Dubois on Broadway in 1992, which he saw twice, as his favorite performance, citing it as another motivating factor in hiring Lange. The show was a huge success, not only for the network and creators, but also for Lange, who experienced a resurgence in her popularity, receiving rave reviews and several awards for her controversial role. She was chosen by TV Guide, Entertainment Weekly, and MTV for giving one of the best performances of 2011. In addition, she won a second Primetime Emmy Award, a fifth Golden Globe Award, and her first Screen Actors Guild Award after two previous nominations. She was also awarded a Special Achievement Satellite Award for Outstanding Performance in a Television Series by the International Press Academy, and the Dorian Award for Best TV Performance of the Year by the Gay and Lesbian Entertainment Critics Association. In 2013, the third season of American Horror Story, Coven, garnered the series its highest ratings to that point, and has held the record for garnering the series its highest on-average ratings. Lange was joined by fellow film actors Kathy Bates and Angela Bassett. For her work on the show, Lange earned a third Primetime Emmy Award for Best Actress in a Movie or Miniseries. She also won a third Dorian Award for Best TV Performance of the Year and her first Critics' Choice Television Award for Best Actress in a Movie or Miniseries. She also received her 14th Golden Globe nomination, her 5th Screen Actors Guild Award nomination, and her 5th Satellite Award nomination for her performance on the series. Lange will star in director Jonathan Kent's film adaptation of Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into Night, edited for the screen by David Lindsay Abaire and co-starring Ed Harris, Ben Foster, and Colin Morgan. In an interview published on November 2nd, 2022, Lange spoke of her bouts with depression and overwhelming sense of loneliness, and referred to the aforementioned project, noting, "I could be feeling that even more acutely right now because I'm starting to play Mary Tyrone again," which is a drug-addicted matriarch. So as for her personal life, Lange was married to photographer Francisco Paco Grande from 1970 to 1982. Though they separated not long after moving to Europe during the mid-1970s, they did not divorce until the early 1980s. They remained close friends. From 1976 to 1982, she was partnered with renowned Russian ballet dancer Mikhail Baryshnikov, with whom she had her first child, Alexandra Lange Shura Baryshnikov. During that time, she was also sporadically linked with Bob Fosse, with whom she remained friends until his death. In 1982, she met and entered a relationship with playwright Sam Shepard. They had two children, daughter Hannah Jane Shepard, born in 1986, and son Samuel Walker Shepard, born in 1987. They lived together in Virginia, New Mexico, Minnesota, and eventually New York City before separating in 2009. Lange is a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Children's Fund. Let's see. She fostered a Romanian child with disabilities during the early 1990s. Though she does not follow any set religion, she periodically practices Buddhism. She once admitted It's been a discipline that makes sense more than anything because it's like a science. I've never been a religious person. I've always looked for some kind of spiritual meaning. I didn't grow up going to church. My mother's family were atheists and my father's side was confused. She is also vegetarian. She has joined the opposition to Minnesota's wolf hunt. More than anything else, the cruel methods allowed for hunting and trapping wolves are deeply disturbing. She published a large collection of her black and white photographs in 2008 with an introduction by Patti Smith. In 2009, an exhibition of her work, along with a series of her films, was presented at the George Eastman House, the oldest international museum of photography and film, which honors distinguished contributions to film with the George Eastman Award. In 2010, she published a second collection of photographs in Mexico. In 2013, she released a children's book of photography. It's about a little bird. And in 2014, she exhibited at Moscow's Multimedia Art Museum. In 2019, she published her fourth book of photography, Highway 61, composed of photographs of U.S. Route 61. Okay. So Lange has revealed that she suffers from severe bouts of depression, once admitting, "I have never been a believer in psychoanalysis or therapy or anything like that. I've never done that." She confessed, "Though my dark side is dormant right now, it continues to play a big role in whatever capacity I have to be creative. That's the well I'm able to tap into, where all the anguish, rage, and sadness are stored." In 2022, Lange shed more light on her dark moods, admitting, "I've suffered bouts of depression my whole life. They ebb and flow. I have a hard time separating the sadness and the depression from my overwhelming sense of loneliness." Okay, so to finish up, Lange often returns to Duluth, Minnesota, and has said of the city, "It's the one place that has remained constant in my life. After living all over the world and traveling everywhere I've wanted to go, I keep coming back here." Okay, so that will be it for today. I can try to plan to do these types of videos on different people or places or events, things like that. So I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.